Tatanan. You are watching Mythcast with Pearl and Minin. So for today's episode, we're gonna be talking about the story of Minos and Cecilia and Pyra and Dikayan. So we have here a list of questions, 5 questions, and we're gonna pick random number, and that we're gonna answer that question. Okay, so let's start. So, what number would you like to pick? Two. Okay. Let me read the first question. So, how do the gods or fate respond to human decisions? You first. You go first, Mister. Oh, okay. So let's base it in the myth story about Pyra and Dikayan. So in the beginning of the story, a Titaness spoke to them. They gave them a premonition about the world being submerged due to wrath of Zeus. So in that scenario, Pyra and Dikayan accept it, and then accepted that they have made a wrong choice, and yeah, instead of lamenting about it, or what do you call it, kanang kalagot, yeah, resenting the gods about flooding the earth. Instead, they try to move forward and make a great ark instead in order to survive. So that's a great lesson. So instead of resenting someone due to the fact that you don't like their actions towards you, instead you should focus on yourself or to your family or to your loved ones in order to prosper and to stay alive. I guess that's what makes it scar.
Naman sa tiniingon ni katong two couple ahead niyo katong wala pa nag-flag na maghimo og art.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with Miss Pearl. And for me, no, I get the question. How do the gods or fate respond to human decisions? Yeah, so the flood describes punishment. No? So Zeus decided to punish the humanity because of their ignorant attitude, their greed, and so Zeus wanted to help the humans to kind of reflect of their actions by making by flooding the world. Yeah. So what number next? So mo na to siya, answer na mo.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Pick a number.
1.
Okay. So what central human flaw or virtue do both myth reveal?
Alright. So the first myth about Cecilia and Minos is that it is about a soldier and a princess story. So kanito ang story nila bayot. Minos is Cecilia's enemy. So Minos is he leads the delegation. So naman sila war. War. So Cecilia lives at the top of the tower of their empire. Empire. Yeah. So in Cecilia's windows, it overlooks the camp of Minos. Yeah. She saw Minos very handsome with
Shining armor.
very chunky. Yeah.
TDH.
Handsome. So na-fall in love. Fall in love siya. So mutunan siya nga, what will I do so that Minos will accept me? So ano to siya, she stole the purple key of the gate of her father's empire.
Possession.
Yeah,
it is stipulated there that the kingdom won't fall unless the key will be handed down to the enemy.
The purple key. The purple. Cecilia snuck out at night with a purple key in her hand. She negotiate with Minos, no? So she said that if you take
me. I mean, if you want to win the war, you will have to take me and the purple Kia. Diba? Naa siya kuan freebies with your parcel and freebies, diba? Moto, but Minos disagreed, like no, like disgusted siya ni Cecilia, like very dedicated man ni si Minos, very handsome and dedicated.
Very green flag.
Yeah. Moto, Cecilia was rejected by Minos, and she was like, why would you reject a beautiful woman like me? Okay, afterward, nahimo pong seagull si Cecilia. Yeah, so that would be the punishment. Like, you shouldn't force someone. Yeah, you
To
shouldn't
love you. Nor beg
because
someone.
love is something that does not force someone. That is what is that?
Yeah, love is natural.
Because if you force it, that would be obsession. Yeah, so that would be the answer for number 1.
Oh.
Yeah, the central flaw. So in Cecilia.
But I have something to add up. So if we try to look outside, to think outside the box, yeah. So yeah,
Try to think outside the box, Ruby.
how to think outside the box? So put your brain outside the box. So that's critical thinking. Yeah, kidding aside. So if we try to look at the actions of the gods, you see, gods are like a prideful being. They was like actually kanang kalahian lang sa human, but I guess they are placed on a higher pedestal because of their omnipotent. Sakto ba?
Their achievement also.
Yeah, their achievement and their superpowers. Oh, So back to the topic. Oh yeah, so gods are a prideful being. So they're placed in a higher pedestal because of their achievement and their superpowers. But if we think of their actions, their personality, I think they're just the same with us humans. They feel jealousy, they feel greed, they feel anything just like us. They also have human features like us. So I guess the story doesn't just involves about the personality or the what makes human is, but it also speaks about how God is. So I guess, wow, yeah.
So that's it for question number 1. So pick a number per director.
Oh,
What? 4. Wala 4. Dali wala 4. 4. So, what insight about human nature or divine justice did you realize while creating your piece? What piece? Piece of cake. Okay.
Peace.
What insight?
Insights.
Human
I don't know
nature.
about creating my piece because I didn't create anything, but
Maybe this piece.
this one, this piece.
What?
Okay.
What insight?
So I think it's just the same. If we try to look at the story, right? Everything is the same. Yeah. If we think about or if we talk about the personality of the human or their nature, they're just like us. They try to survive, live just like us. They sin. They appease God. Not peace ha, like kataguan. They tried to tawagan na. So on to the next question. What lesson about morality, love, or survival can we learn from these ancient stories?
Survival sa both myths, ang survival ra nang nanganaa kay katorang Pyra. The couple, they are very faithful to God, like the higher beings. Sa kato galing, they want to populate again the humanity, and then the goddess give them like a hint on how to populate the humanity once more, but the hint was very puzzling, tricky. Katunggi maghatag sila og dili
Katong bones sa ilahang.
but
But both
But
of their
few months
parents
later.
and grandmother bata to. Oh, bones sa ilahang parents.
no dili lagi
Sakto sa
the bones of their grandparents kay na flash siya sa flood, so malisod
they're
sila og
already dead and tungod sa great flood
flood.
na washed na.
It's
And then sa
possible to
kato,
find the
Papa ni di kayon kay God man ti ano to. Nga dili niya kaya nga patiyan po to niya.
yeah so but a few months basta ka nang kuan fast forward kay nagkuan sila nung asa to sila sa barren, basta naglakaw-lakaw to sila, tapos sila sa barren island, and then
Nay mga rocks dito.
then they kana ganing they were enlightened by kanang kuan, like dili da ito mao ang gipasabot sa goddess, kisa to nga goddess Titan
Yeah,
Titaness
Titanes of premonition.
so kuan day the goddess that birthed all the living is Gaia, so mo to nag-bring sila og stones kay mo man to ang kuan flesh ni Gaia.
Gaia or ni Emir?
Gaia
Gaia.
So the old couple roamed about a year, roamed about a day, then so nakahuna sila like kapoy
Basta ilang i-throw ang stones sa ilang luyura. And
back then was still faithful na sila faith sa kuan pod sa ilang mga goddess Titaness, because even though the hint was very vague, they still think that kana ganing wala sila gi-betray ni sa ilang Titaness, like very vague kay the flesh of my parents, like what, so yeah, they still have faith because kana ganing nahibaw-an nila nga naapay mas taas nila, so naa sila ma-trust ba tawag naa sila mahatagan og trust kana gani kung wala na kay laing madapigan kay kibaw ka naa si kuan sa baba, no nagad sila faith sa Almighty God and each other pod kay nagkuan ba sila duha the both couple ba.
so I think another thing about that is that instead of resenting Zeus for flooding the earth, they think of a way on how to survive. Instead of resenting it, they took the punishment as wholeheartedly. They accept it because they know they also sinned. They have a lot of mistakes and shortcomings. So they understood completely that Zeus is somehow doing it for the good of the humanity. Zeus tried to cleanse the earth from all the evildoers, and so instead of lamenting about or resenting Zeus about it, they tried or think of a way on how to survive the great flood. So yeah, that's a kind of witty action. So that speaks of us, I guess.
Yeah, that also talks about the faith of the both couple to Zeus. Even though they were punished, they still took it as a lesson, because human like learn the hard way. They need to be punished rather than reprimand, because di lang kay sila matuto ng
Like what they said, that we learn from our mistakes, so we use those mistakes as a stepping stone to learn something and to use it in another upcoming problem, and then modify it to your heart's content.
Alright, so if we mirror the story into this recent event, we could see the nature of human. We can see their greed, and the causes of this greed is the unstable flood control. Unstable because wala jud. So yeah, distraction, and also unstable also security of the humans safety, security na gani. And so, yeah.
So as you can see in our environment, like nagiantag duha ka natural disaster, namely charis, earthquake and the typhoon Tino. So these natural disaster causes kuan, loss of property, especially the one that cannot be kanaging bring back lives. So we place our hope and trust onto the system, or to be exact, the government. We relied onto the system that the government are really proud of, like it is backed by constitutions, laws that kuno nga nagprotect sa ato. But yeah, just like the myth, I think human interest and the greed overpowers this humanitarian rule, or like the solidarity that causes many death. So as you can see that by the recent typhoon, there are total 96 ata. So yeah, this myth serves as a lesson, not just a kanang a lie, or something dili makatuuhan, but it is full of lessons and virtue that we can reflect onto our society and onto our environment. It is somewhat a kind of an eye opener to all of us. So yeah, it may just be something like a made up story or a lie, or it's something like good to be true, but to us, like English majors, right? Chares lang. So yeah, it is an eye opener. Yeah, I think that is all. And I guess that would be the end of our Mythcast. So good evening and good. See you next episode.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.